Hello and welcome to Thoughts from a Tree. I am here back in a tree, so I'm out of the dipping pond from last time. I'm in a tree, beautifully surrounded by other trees, lots of fallen down trees, but this one's a pretty solid standing tree. So yeah, this is Thoughts from a Tree. For those that haven't seen Thoughts from a Tree, listen in, like it, look back at some of the other stuff. So last time we looked at things along the lines of getting back to the nature, but the natural, with the nature within ourselves. Okay, so yes, we like getting outside into the environment, our natural environment. We like getting outside into the light. I'm just going to reposition here, into the light and getting that natural light. And yes, we like the movement, that natural movement, and we like that natural food and all that mind stuff as well. They are the 5 pillars that run this Thoughts from a Tree holistic vlog, and my training, whether it be programming, one-to-one, or the classes, they all run kind of round those main aspects. So I want to follow on that natural, that nature within yourself, and I want to talk about something that can be controversial, but there's some lines, okay, and it's finding the lines. And I'm going to talk about luxuries. Now when I bring this up, people can be a bit taken aback, but basically the challenge, or the task in hand, is to look at the luxuries in your life, and truly look at the luxuries in your life and see them as luxuries, okay? So it's things that you don't need to survive. So anything you do not need for survival is a luxury, okay? Now, I'm not saying luxury in terms of you shouldn't have it, because it is well within your rights to have any luxury that you do so kind of work to achieve and get, okay? But what I am saying is just realize those as luxuries, and then think about things that are maybe within those luxuries that are creating stress in your life, okay? So obvious luxuries are things like certain foods are a luxurious item, certain kind of cosmetics are a certain luxurious item, kind of getting the fanciest clothes, luxury items. But we can take it further. We can keep digging down to the point where we are looking for curtains in your house is a luxury item, a settee, a couch, a chair, luxury items. You do not actually need those things. And what we can find is the more we use these luxury items, and a lot of them are the simpler luxury items, they are the ones that create the mismatches. So the evolutionary mismatches, things that evolutionary we don't need to survive, but we have and we depend upon in our natural way, modern way of life, okay? And then we can look at, can we mitigate these? Can we change some of these things so we're not using them so much, or we're not depending on them? And this starts to build a nice platform. So I did this quite a few years back. I took it to not an extreme. I won't say an extreme. I say I have lots of luxury items still, but to a point where I was like, well, do I need that? No, I don't need that many stuff, so I'm going to get rid of some of that stuff, or I'm going to give some of that stuff away, or I'm going to kind of donate some of that stuff, or I'm not going to buy any more of that stuff until these things are kind of broken down and ruined. I take it to the extreme where I have holes in my shoes, and as long as the shoes still work with holes in, then I am fine to wear them. I'm not saying everyone should do that, but it's finding that level, that point, that level that you can go to, and managing that, so you're not creating too much stress and you're managing the luxury items. So that's where this kind of vlog is surrounding. So getting back to nature by limiting the luxury items that you have, or that you use, or the kind of your connection to those luxury items. So if they're creating stress in your life, if the focus is on the fact that you need that, you think you need that, then it might be that focus that needs to change, that maybe you should be more grateful that you have that luxury item. And these are again very simple things, and I would advise you to just, as a task, just start kind of making a list of all the luxury items you have, everything that is luxury in your life, everything that's good, everything that you don't need for survival, and start to just, once you work them out, if there's stuff in there that you could really get rid of and creating too much stress, then maybe, but just start to look at maybe the gratitude to those things rather than the stress of needing those things or thinking you need those things. And you can take this to the level now beyond it. Okay, so we've got those luxury items, and we could just take those luxury items aside because we don't need those luxury items to survive, but things that can really help you survive and really help you thrive, so as your natural self, help you thrive, and start doing those simple things, those simple in nature things. So the breathing, okay, the getting out in nature, the connecting to nature, connecting to other people in groups, and the movement. So those 5 pillars start to come in there, especially in nutrition. Luxury is a big thing in nutrition because most of the stuff that we eat and think that we need, we don't, and this creates stress in our life and stress in our body, stress in our gut, stress in our minds, because that's what luxury foods tend to do. And we see those luxury foods again, we'd be grateful for those luxury foods, that we have got the ability to get those luxury foods, but it brings it down a bit of like, let's just get what we need and then build back upon that. So I would put this down as being a stoic kind of vlog. And if, well, I should have probably pre-warned you, but if the stoic kind of nature of that thing of kind of really being quite ruthless sometimes with yourself and then building it back up and seeing what you want and managing these things, if that's not your kind of way at this point, then I'll probably advise you not to watch this, and I might pre-advise that at the start. But I think sometimes it's just needed, and it just starts to get some realization going. I do a lot of these type of things, just being through what went through in past lives, previously in my life and stuff, and what's going on, especially now at the moment with all the kind of financial problems. It's a really good way to just think, right, let's manage the expectations and then manage the stress, and then that manages kind of anxiety and depression, because we realize we have some sort of control over these things. So I'm going to leave that one there. And we'll just look quickly what I wanted to look at. Yes, quick mentions of a few things. Wild Man gatherings coming up. This is a big part of that, connecting to nature, connecting to the outdoors, and releasing some of that kind of innate kind of hold on the male of the species that kind of, you know, constantly kind of trying to be something and not having to be something, and it's all a bit confused at the moment, and there's all this going on, and it's kind of bringing it back to that natural self, but also allowing kind of things to come out of you and kind of be strong in the full nature of being strong. So kind of, you know, I think what I want to go in next time is looking at things like there is strength, but within strength there is a lot of other things. So showing vulnerability is a strength, okay? So being able to just release that and show vulnerability, that is a strength, because it is part of our whole nature. And then, you know, like happiness, joy, fear, anger, kind of that kind of feeling to go out and do something and just run and just get things done and lift things, and, you know, all these things that have emotions attached to them, being able to really freely show that and do it all around that boy. So that is Wild Man Gatherings. That's some of the thoughts on that. That's coming up. That's in September. That's September the 9th. It's a Friday evening, and we're going to get out in nature, and we're going to do some pretty cool stuff as well. So this has been Thoughts from a Tree. Just have a look at those luxury items, really get in there and see, and you don't have to get rid of anything. Nobody's saying that, it's just kind of being aware of it. Okay, this has been Thoughts from a Tree, and in the lovely tree, I'm just going to give you a quick surround of the area. This is me and my tree. And see you next time.